Hi, and welcome to your physical geography lab online. So it's probably quite different for most of us taking an online lab course. I'll just state that from the start. But we'll all do quite well with it, I'm sure. I'm Noah. Feel free just to call me Noah. And want to welcome you to your course. I think it's just amazing to have so many geography students these days. Obviously, I'm a little biased towards the discipline. It's had a huge impact on my life, and you can read a little bit about that in the introducing myself part. And much more importantly than talking about myself is I want to just recognize that we're in the midst of a few intersecting crises in our world right now, and I feel geography provides some counter forces to some of them, and really some solutions, and both the racial injustice crisis that we're living in, and many others feeling that much more than myself. So I want to stand as an ally for everyone in that, and especially our BIPOC communities, as the acronym being used commonly these days, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, all around the world, and as well this ecological crisis, which or we could say a political ecological crisis, which these two are the socio-political and ecological. These two crises are not separable, and geography takes a very keen look at the interconnections between them. And so I want to state that right from the start, and my heart goes out to everyone and everything living the effects of these crises, and from there, we really want to recognize the land and the territory, the water that our college, that our whole college district, Contra Costa County in general, stands on, and the Ohlone people, and the coastal Miwok, historically and currently, these are unceded lands and waters and resources, and so it's with a lot of respect that I recognize that's where we're studying and learning and teaching, and so may this course and everything else that you're learning in college and in life beyond, because those are inseparable as well, hopefully, serve humanity and this earth. And feel free to ask me any questions you have about that, and and feel into it yourselves a bit as well. I know these territory acknowledgements are a bit new at our college, in our college district. They're quite common in many other colleges and non-collegiate institutions around the world, more and more so, and they're very important. So perhaps you could explore that for yourself moving forward, in different places that you work or live, and so I have the syllabus up here. I wish there had been a different background for all that I had just said, but now I'm cluing in on it right here, and I'd like to go through it with you all, similar to if we were starting this semester face-to-face in the classroom. The standard go over the syllabus, which can be a bit of a sigh or a bit of a drag for the first day, but it's similar to a contract. It's in the sense that it serves as a benefit for both of us, but really the main purpose is so that the students have clarity and direction, and a bit of safety, in terms of not wanting things to come out of nowhere partway through the semester, and not have anything to fall back on, in terms of, well, let's look at what this course said it was going to be about. So on that note, it's a 1-unit lab course reinforcing some of the basic principles of modern physical geography by introducing you to the tools and techniques used to interpret geographic data, such as the geographic grid, time, solar angle, climate maps, and beyond. It can be taken concurrently, that is with your lecture, or at a different time. Physical geography lecture, that is. And I'll let you read individually through these course objectives and student learning outcomes. Let's just go through it. Analyze a map and its coordinate system, map scale, map projection. So even though a lot of us might be much more used to using these little electronic devices, phones, etc., for mapping these days, believe it or not, all that technology embedded in that, right? I like to encourage us all to conceive of this word technology as much more so than just this laptop, in this case from 2009, or these phones that most of us are walking around with. For instance, how about a bicycle helmet? Now there is a key piece of technology as well, especially if you know anyone who's been in a bike accident, been in several near-death experiences. That is something that really serves as well. So that's just another example of a piece of technology, right? So we can veer away from just using this word tech to refer to little electronic digital devices. But where I was going with that is the information and the technology that it uses within some of these mapping systems. For instance, Google Maps. That's another piece of technology, and it's completely related to and embedded with these sort of systems and technologies, these coordinate systems, map scale, map projection. All of that factors into Google Maps, for instance, or whatever other mapping app you're using. To continue from there, calculating time difference between locations, creating topographic profiles, describing topography. It might be a new word for some of us, but again, critical to some of these mapping softwares. And let's keep going down. Interpreting aerial photographs, analyzing Earth-Sun relationships. Awesome. Plot climate data and charts and graphs. Analyzing climate data. Creating profile of the atmosphere. Wow, that's the atmosphere. What an amazing and phenomenal effect that has on our lives. Evaluating spatial relationships between climate and Earth's biogeographical regions, and a map of the global tectonic plate boundaries, landforms, tectonic processes. Again, an enormous influence on our lives. Those of you who have felt an earthquake can agree, or I'm imagining most of us know of the effects of earthquakes, and explain the purpose and application of geographic information systems. So, those are some of the objectives and learning outcomes. And very importantly here, my inclusivity statement. Every student in this class, regardless of your personal history or identity categories, is a welcome member of the group. Your experiences are important, and you may share them as they become relevant to our class. None of you should ever be expected or believed to speak for all members of any group. In this classroom, you have the right to determine your own identity. You can be called whatever name you would like to be called. You have the right to be referred to by whatever pronoun you wish to be called by. And you have the right to adjust those things at any point in your education. And if you find that there are aspects of course instruction or the class environment or the subject matter that results in barriers to your inclusion, please contact me privately without fear of reprisal. And hopefully such similar sentiments are being expressed by your other instructors or professors as well. I firmly believe in your ability to succeed and excel in this course and all your educational goals, so please let me know how I can help whenever you'd like. Lab logistics. Each module will consist of a recorded presentation within a Canvas discussion board. that will provide you with the pertinent information for the weekly lab topic and a chance to discuss it asynchronously, which is a fancy word that means not live. It's how this whole course is structured. It's an asynchronous course. I think you're aware of that by now, because there weren't set times that we're meeting on the class schedule. And yes, you can discuss it with myself and other classmates. So that's neat, right? In the past semesters, a lot of students have chimed in to students' questions. A lot of you see it faster than I do. I do my best to reply within 24 to 48 business hours, but you know, a lot of you students are really quick on the responses, and that's great, and so awesome to help out your fellow students. And lab assessments are worth, I should say, 20 points. It's the value of being in Word right there. And should be submitted in Canvas by the posted deadline, of course, right? And all assignments, including exams and labs, must be submitted on time to get the full credit. And anything past the due date up to a week late is 10% deduction. And yeah, you know, after a couple weeks, then that lab's, you know, a write-off in terms of, you know, you really want to get it on time, and if not, within a week, at worst 2 weeks late. But yeah, let's stick to that. 2 exams, you know, midterm and a final, and 80 to 100 points. It's important you're present in Canvas that week to take the 2 exams. Not that they're at a certain time, but you know, for midterm and finals week, you don't want to be off in Death Valley on a expedition or something. You know, you want to be there, have internet access. And, yeah, access to a laptop or desktop is going to be pretty important here. Please don't try to take the course on a phone, and you don't need to buy the lab manual if that's still being sold in the bookstore. It's all the individual labs are uploaded week by week onto here for you, onto Canvas. Yeah, skip through some of this makeup work and the grading's the typical scale. Makeup work's pretty standard as well. Grade reporting and some great links here to the student services available through DSS and student support services throughout the college. Follow this link in the syllabus. There's free food available, and the list goes on and on of great resources and scholarships. You know, feel free to, or you know, beyond feel free, please look into the range of different scholarships that's available. It's saddening how much money goes unclaimed every year. So check it out and pursue it. And then a little bit of online etiquette. It's really important to be respectful when posting, replying to people, or posting to begin with, and to writing each other or to me, emails. You'd be amazed at the types of emails. I know a lot of you are really used to responding quite informally, conversing informally, digitally these days with friends, but you know, part of college is cultivating this professionalism, and so we want to keep exercising that in our correspondences. You know, it's one thing if we've already been responding a few times to skip saying like hi someone, but you know, when first writing especially, you want to make sure to address the person. You know, again, just feel free to call me Noah. But you know, things like capitalization and punctuation, these are the things that we want to keep using in college communication. And great. And attendance, you know, make sure you log on to Canvas at least every week to watch the lectures, check announcements, complete the assignments. If you haven't logged on within the first 7 days, the college policy is you'll be dropped on the basis of no-show. And yeah, and then academic integrity, really important for an online class. And I just really encourage you all to you know, be familiar with this policy of the college, and to you know, exercise your utmost honesty and trustworthiness. You know, this course really isn't for collaborating in a dodgy way with other students. And this thing's going to cut me off here at the 15-minute mark, but we'll keep this conversation going.